Hello everyone, I'm Chris Hansen, and today let's talk about some street name changes in Spokane's Lower West South Hill. If you've ever looked on a historic map of Spokane, you know a lot of street names changed over the years. But let's focus on three streets, specifically in the Cliff Cannon neighborhood: Race Street, Pine Street, and Cliff Avenue. So walking around, you might be really confused because if you look at the sidewalk, they're all stamped with names, but this says Race Street. Yet if you look at the street signs, this is Cherry. Race Street versus Cherry Street came up as part of a cemetery talk that I did in October of 2024 called What's Under the Driveway. And that is also available on this channel, SPO South Hill. And the question was this named Race Street because the cemetery had only specific burials? And that is not the case. Race Street is not a reference to burials at Mountain View Cemetery. Mountain View Cemetery was a municipal cemetery and accepted everybody. Nobody knows why Race Street is named Race Street and not named after a tree. The whole neighborhood is named either by trees or it's numbered. So we've got maple, ash, oak, elm, and in the middle of all of this is Race Street. So Race Street has some notoriety because it was the access road between 10th and 14th Avenues, and it went to a quarry. That quarry is what we now know as Polly Judd Park. What we do know for sure, though, is in 1913, Albert Case moved to the neighborhood. And Albert Case said, hey, Race Street is being confused with Ray Street, and asked the city, would you please rename this to Cherry? And that solves the mystery. That's why it was changed from Race Street to Cherry Street. So in this 1883 map, we see Pine Street. And Pine Street actually ran all the way down to the Spokane River. It runs through Peaceful Valley and Brown's Addition and Cannon's Addition. And it has the notoriety of being the street that A.M. Cannon built his home on. So a couple years after A.M. Cannon served as mayor, he was honored by the changing of the name of the street that he lived on. So in 1889, an ordinance was passed to rename Pine Street to Cannon Street in the name of A.M. Cannon. I don't think anyone is surprised that Cliff Avenue changed to 9th Avenue. In the original plat map of Cannon's Addition, you see 7th, 8th, Cliff Avenue, and then 9th Avenue. So obviously there's a hiccup there in the numbers. Cliff Avenue, however, is very descriptive because 9th Avenue is literally the edge of a cliff. And anything headed north drops significantly. I used a cheap Garmin, and between 9th Avenue and 7th Avenue, the elevation dropped over 100 feet. So while Cliff Avenue was really descriptive, it was also really hard to navigate the city. So 7th, 8th, 9th, and then 9th Avenue was changed to 10th, was implemented around 1889 or 1900. I'm not exactly sure. The library has an 1889 map that shows Cliff Avenue. It has a 1900 map that shows Cliff Avenue was changed to 9th and 9th was changed to 10th. So I'm going with that, and somewhere in the 1889 to 1900 range, Cliff Avenue changed to 9th. So what's really cool about this is we know from the previous slide that Pine Street changed to Cannon in 1889. And somewhere around 1889 or 1900, Cliff changed to 9th. So there is a possibility that there was a corner of Cliff and Cannon. And I think that's really cool because, of course, we are here located in the Cliff Cannon neighborhood. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comments. Thanks, everyone.